Good morning. I'm trying to get the iPad set up so I can see your guys' questions in case I miss anything. But it's acting like it's not. Oh, here we go. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so tomorrow is our first day of October, and since I've lived here, I have been the gamut of weather. So our first winter here, we had 40 some inches of snow in the middle of October. So I, and then last year it waited a little bit, but we are really like in a time crunch to get stuff done. Good morning, Lynn. So, so we're now at the time where we have to start making choices of, let's quit doing this project because now we have to start winterizing the yard, getting all of the hoses done, the sprinklers sprayed out, get all of the flower pots, in the shed or whatever we need to do with that. But also, we're at the tail end of having our house painted. So Rob has to get the gutters back on the house. He has to pour a cement pad and get our mini split hooked up. And he's like right on the tail end of finishing the sheetrock in the mudroom. But we sort of knew that was going to happen. And I think we bought some kits to build a trellis off of our back patio. And I don't think we're going to get to that this year because we were waiting for the house to be painted to get those on, and now we don't have time, I don't think. I mean, if we get all the rest of the stuff done and the weather seems to be holding up, we might be able to try, but you don't want to get in the middle of that and then have to stop for 47 inches of snow. So we kind of have to make some decisions about that, but it's always just kind of really chaotic this time of year with, beating the weather with all of the projects that we have. And also, I have quilt market at the end of October, and whether I go or not, like this year, I happen to be going for a few days, but usually I don't go. But I have all of the projects that I have to get done for market, and it's just like a race against time to get everything done. So over the weekend, I finished one sample for my homestead holiday, and I've cut out another one so I can start that this week. But I'm also making all of the food for my son and daughter-in-law's baby shower, which is on Saturday, and that 50 people have RSVP'd. So I am really busy this week with everything that I have going on in my personal life and my business life. So good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Jeff. Jeffrey Miller says, I sold some expired lotion. Somebody is like really just coming on here for, maybe that's, oh, I don't know how to block all those people. I'm going to have to figure that out. But anyways, so I'm going to remove that. So we have that, and I have so much in the works. I am really excited because a few good things have happened last week, and my motivational quote for this week is, don't wait for opportunity, create it. And I sort of did that sorry, I don't know, there's a bunch of people um, trying to get in here that aren't quilters, I think. So anyway, okay. So the quote was, "Don't wait for opportunity, create it." And I sort of did that. I made a big pitch to a big company, and it was a big ask, and I don't normally do that. I think for a lot of reasons, but I really have some big projects in the works that I can't disclose, and it would be good to start thinking ahead when these things happen for me to be kind of working um, towards the big picture of where my career is going to go. And a few weeks ago, I was in Garden of Quilts, and Jenny Doan was there. Obviously, she's been a part of every show with Garden of Quilts. I think she might have been one of the um, people that helped, put that show on. And um, that's really part of my discovery story was Jenny Doan. She recognized me. She had been following me, and I tell everybody that story, and it's a really funny story. And they flew me to Missouri, and I did some videos with Misty, and Jenny has done some stuff with me, and her and her husband Ron left on a um, mission trip yesterday. So pretty amazing. Of course, everybody is excited for their journey, but it's always hard to say goodbye, right? And when we were together, she was so kind to me. And I don't know why I'm like getting a little teared up. I got a little teared up that night, but she's so positive, and she told me to basically believe in myself and to put myself out there more, and that I was worthy of all of those things, and that big things were going to happen for me. And the thing about that is I already thought that I had made the pinnacle, like, what else can I do? I'm tired, like I work a lot. So what else is in store for me? I don't know, but she obviously sees something, and she told me I needed to put myself out there more. And that's really hard. That's really hard for somebody like me. I think it's hard for a lot of us. I'm not just like, putting, I think, a lot of us struggle with a lot of the same things. And so after leaving there, I just thought, why can't I ask for anything? Like, why don't you put yourself out there? What's the worst thing that someone can say? The worst thing that someone can say is no. And I've been rejected many times. Like, I mean, come on. I was a rejected child for one thing, and I survived that. So, in business, you're rejected all of the time, but we don't share all of those rejections, right? We share all of our successes, because those are the things that you share. And I say this all of the time, because a lot of people just think that they see all of these good things, and it's not that, bad things don't happen. I have had a lot of bad things happen, and a lot of bad rejections that kind of hurt in the moment, but you learn from them and move on. The kinds of rejections that I don't like are the ones where that they don't give you a reason, or something like that. I can handle constructive criticism, and I can handle, a lot of other things. But when there's just no reason, or which you get, like, they don't have to give you a reason. Nobody has to give you a reason for anything. It's business. But I do like it when they give me a reason, and sometimes it's out of my control. Sometimes it is, Um, when I first was rejected for patterns, they would say, well, you need to refine this, or you need to do that, or, and I'm like, okay, I totally love that. I will fix all of these issues, and then I will resubmit. And that's what I did. So I love when I can learn from it, make my product better, and then, try again. I'm totally on board for that. So, um let's see. Oh my goodness, I am just getting bombarded with stuff here. I guess I have to figure out how to um fix those. So, um on top of that, so I gave my big pitch. I had my first like interview. It went well, and I'm having another interview at market. So I'm waiting another month to kind of see how all of that pans out. And in the meantime, I'll just pray that, you know, everything works out. If it doesn't work out, I mean, I didn't lose anything. I lost a little bit of time, and I gained a little bit of hope. And if it doesn't work out, then that just means that there's something better in store later, and I'll figure it out. And that's usually what happens, is that if I get a no, I'll learn from it, I'll figure it out, and um, usually something happens later that I'm like, oh, this was the reason why I was rejected the first time. So it all kind of works out the way that it's supposed to work out. And but sometimes you just need that like mentor or friendly person that sees things that you don't, to push you out of your comfort zone. And as always, Jenny just kind of gives everybody a lot of love, um and uh well, she gives everybody a lot of love, but she's just so inspiring, right? Like, she really wants to help people be their best selves. And I'm excited to see how the mission field goes for them. And I just know that God is going to do great things for them. And so, anyways, just a little bit of um, a little nudge from Jenny pushed me a little bit out of my comfort zone, and we're still waiting on the answers, but it's okay. It's good. I'm glad that I did it, even if it's a no. So, we need those reminders sometimes. And not that I didn't feel, I don't know. Sometimes I feel very content with everything that I have built. I've worked really hard, but sometimes I wonder how long I can sustain this um level of work. That's my biggest fear. So I have to start like really considering uh different different things, and what directions I'm going to go, and figure stuff out. But I'm still kind of learning so many things, and that sort of keeps me going, because it's interesting. It's interesting to learn. And I think that that's why I like quilting so much. There's always something to learn. I say that a lot, but there's always something to learn in this business too. That whether it is, learning how to do a pitch, or which I don't even really know, the proper way to do that, honestly. Um, or just, I think all I do is I be myself. I just focus on my strengths, and I'm just honest with everything. I'm fully transparent and honest. And I don't know any other way to be, because I'm just never going to um well, I'm just never going to compromise myself in the process for business, basically. I mean, I compromise my time, I spend too much time with stuff, but I'm not going to compromise my values or beliefs. And I still believe in all of the same core things that, um, oh my gosh, these people are insane. So I guess I have to figure out how to keep those from coming onto my channel. I'm going to have to learn that because this is a new thing. And Streamlabs, you give a couple people wrenches and they get rid of the scammers. Apparently, holy moly, this is insane. I've never had this happen before. So this is crazy. um we constantly have to learn how to like battle all of this stuff, and it's just like driving me bonkers, the good and bad of this. And what do they gain from this other than, they're distracting me from this, live stream, but what are they gaining from that? Honestly, like I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of things. I think, I'm not going to understand evil, um but it's just, you know, seems like an annoying thing to us, but they must get some sort of payoff out of it. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. Um, so you need a moderator and make your live subscribers only in the chat. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to do that. I guess I need to figure out how to do that. um, thank you, Stephanie. I know you're like way more versed at YouTube than I am. I don't I'm still learning all of these things. So other than that, I was talking about market when I got kind of sidetracked on all of the opportunity and the goals and um opportunity knocking. So I have an interview there, but also I'll be there giving a schoolhouse for holiday homestead, no, homestead holiday. And so my fabric company only sent me enough yardage to do one quilt, they thought, but I was actually able to squeeze out two. So I got that second one cut out, and I have some scraps, and I think that I can make another pattern of mine that I can um, do, because what I thought is I'll just go design something and then have the pattern written in time for market. But I think I can squeeze out another project out of it, which is really fun. It's been fun playing with this fabric because it's my first like printed line. I don't know what to really call it, like themed line, I guess, because my first line was Live Boldly, which is a basic. My second line lands in December, and that's called Chicken Scratch, which is also a basic. I really love basics. It's, where my best designs come from because it's all based out of color. And so my third line is this Homestead Holiday line, which is a Christmas line, but the focus of the piece is the panel with the pink barn, which I showed you guys last week, I think. And I'm in love with the story, which I told you about, but just playing with all of those prints and seeing it all kind of come together after I've spent all of this time looking at all of these prints and everything on a computer screen is, pretty magical. And I'm excited to kind of see all of them. And, it's just so sweet. The whole line is very sweet. The soft colors of the pastels, very non traditional for Christmas, but I'm hoping that it's um, picked up because I just think it's so sweet, and um, I hope it resonates with people. You know, it, the people who know me and know my story. Obviously, it means something to all of us, but it has to be picked up by a greater audience for it to be a successful line. And you just never know what is going to hit with the bigger population. Will quilt shops pick it up, or are they going to look at it and say pink for Christmas? Like, this doesn't look very holiday. But I have no idea. But I just love it so much that I just hope other people love it. And even if they don't know the specific story, maybe it tells a story for them as well. And maybe because it is a little bit different, that they'll pick it up because it doesn't look like every other Christmas line. So I feel like it has a few things going for it, even if, but hopefully I'll be able to tell that story again in October when I go to Quilt Market. This is my first time going. I don't typically go. I have gone a few times when it was in spring in Portland because that was, close to my house. And I was just going as a long arm quilter to just kind of walk the floor and see what it was like. But I haven't actually like gone to market as like a designer, or I've never had a booth. I've never done any of that. I'm not having a booth this time. I'm just going to be working in the Timeless Treasures booth and giving a schoolhouse, but that has me nervous enough because it's just nothing that I've ever done. And to have a schoolhouse there is like an informational meeting where you pitch your product to the people who want to go to your schoolhouse. And, I don't know who has a schoolhouse scheduled at the same time. And so it's, you hope that people will show up to that, but then, public speaking is very difficult. So, and being in um, an arena that I'm not used to going to, that is, getting me all bajiggity about it. So, but I know again, have to push myself out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to do what I need to do. And then the rest of the time, I'll be working in the booth, just kind of doing whatever they ask me to do because that's what I do. I'm a worker bee. So, it'll be interesting to see kind of like another side of it, and also to be in Houston. That's the biggest market. I've never been. So it'll be interesting to walk the floor and kind of see what's going on. But, I'll say as a long arm quilter, it wasn't like that big of a deal to me. I mean, I think a lot of people talk about going to market and how it's this big deal, but I just, I, I don't know, it was kind of lost on me. It is kind of interesting to see a few things, but you can't just like go buy a pattern. You have to buy in bulk. So it's not like a regular shopping experience, right? Because they're catering to shop owners. It's a trade show. So there's that. But also, I don't know. Um wouldn't I went to Sample Spree the first year, I think, and I decided I would never go to that again because it's like, how they depict the movies for Black Friday, where people like line up for hours on end, and then when they open the store doors for Black Friday deals, people get stompled and um, you know run over. That's what Sample Spree is like. And I just don't go Black Friday shopping, and I'm probably never need to go to Sample Spree again in my life because that is just very scary and overwhelming to me. So, I stayed away. When I did go, I saw the crowd and I was like, "Oh my word, like this is not how I am going to operate." So I just kind of let everybody else in, and then I just kind of worked from the outside in, and I didn't even go to any of those like major booths that everybody was like running to because I just can't put myself in that sort of situation. It's a little I'm just not aggressive that way, and I value my life and my safety. So I just wasn't going to get in the way of anybody getting that fabric because I figured, well, it's new now, but I'll just order it in 2 months from whatever, store has it. I'm willing to pay, the extra money of whatever that was to get what I want without sacrificing my body in the process, like that just didn't seem like something that I wanted to do. So, um, let's see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Sample Spree is the Hunger Games. Yeah, I won't go to that. So, yeah, Stephanie is saying that it's may the odds ever be in your favor. It's nuts. Yeah, I don't go. Like, I'm not going. And so then um because my fabric company, I don't think that they go to Sample Spree either. So because they had asked me if I was interested in that, and I just said no. I'm not. I Kudos to you that are brave enough to um go in there and do it, but the Black Friday deals, I would rather um not do that either. I just don't do that. But the truth of the matter is to, I would sometimes go to some of the Black Fri we had one store in town when my kids were growing up, so Walmart, and we, um, would go, like, after the big rush, because I just would not do that to see what was all left, but for the most part, we would have all of our Christmas shopping done before then anyways, because we were on such a strict budget that I would look for deals all year long and like just wrap them as I went because I had 6 kids and I just did not have the money to go spend it all in 1 month. So I was always looking for things throughout the whole year to get done, or like I always, if I knew that they were going to need shoes, it seemed like we always need shoes. So I would buy like a Zappos gift card for $50 here. And then, when I had an extra $50, I would go buy another gift card so the kids could just, order the pair of shoes that they wanted or, whatever it was at the time, because I always tried to give them some sort of thing like that so that they could go buy whatever Abercrombie sweatshirt that they wanted, or, whatever thing that was popular at the time that they wanted. And, they could pick their colors or they could pick their style or whatever it was, because I knew that I was probably always going to pick the wrong thing. But they loved that, and it gave me the opportunity to budget all year long rather than, be broke for those 2 months. So I was always, strategically thinking that through to survive the holidays. So anything that was left in the afternoon after the crowds had gone through, we would go through and say, oh, do we need this for the house? Or, we could use this extra thing, or, whatever it was. But it was never like holiday shopping, and I didn't have to get there at 3 a.m. to do whatever. So, um, okay, so what else do I have this week? I have a baby shower. We have wintertime prep. I forgot to tell you our big news. If you have not been paying attention, or if you don't, get into Instagram and Facebook, is that all year long we have been fighting our broody hens so that we didn't have any babies this year. It will be the first year here that we have not had babies. And it's really a sad thing for Rob and I because we love when the chickens have babies because I don't know, there's just something magical about it. We love watching the whole process from the babies growing to the moms teaching them to how, the flock, accepts them. And, our chickens have been, pretty easy about all of that stuff. And so we love the whole thing. But we decided this year not to let any of them have babies because, well, we wanted to get the new coop done this year, but we knew we weren't going to have time. And so that will be on next summer's project. But so we've been fighting them for the last 6 months. We have a few that just keep going broody. They want to have babies really bad. And the last couple of weeks, well, probably Rob is the one I've been making him really deal with the broodies because some of them are really mean when you try to take their eggs, and his arms are just all beat up. And he keeps saying, Chrisma, it's not that bad. And I'm like, your arms are all beat up. I am not, I can't do that. I will freak out and scare them because I'll be screaming while they're like attacking me. So I have been making him get the eggs, but um I have been telling him, I think you need to go investigate the yard because, we're not getting very many eggs. We're getting less than usual. And we bought these 2 chickens. I just thought they were beautiful. I didn't think that there was anything, um, particularly scary about them. I just thought their coloring was beautiful, and I had read on the, little tag that talked about their breed, and I can't even remember what the breed was, but that they tended not to go broody. They were bred not to go broody or something, I don't know, but and I said, "Well, we could add these because all of our other girls are broody. They get broody all of the time, there's very few that we have that don't go broody, which is funny to me. But the egg industry is making it so that they're breeding the broody out of chickens because as soon as they go broody, they quit laying eggs. So then in the egg industry, they just kill them. So they're asking homesteaders to, to put that back in to do our part to create, mom chickens, which we're doing here. Like we have no problem with that. Um, and we let the moms mom the chickens because if we mom them, then that, they aren't getting the natural, environment or whatever that they need. And so, which has been working great. Like we don't have to do any of the work. They are really good moms and the chickens all respect those moms and whatever. But we just happened to get these 2 and they lay olive green eggs, which are really pretty and they're very faithful layers. They lay like daily. And but my best friend dubbed them the zombie chickens because she thought they were scary looking. I just thought they were beautiful, which is, on par for me. Um, and they were last year's chicks. And anyway, they're white, but they have some black flecks in their feathers, but they have black features. So their eyes are all black, their combs are black, their beaks are black, and their feet are black. So everything on them is black that should be like it's not a normal chicken color. And so I was just like, well, they didn't look like zombies to me. I just thought they were beautiful, but now they've been